In 2025, the ancient prophecies of Thoth are finally being fulfilled. Gigantic structures beneath the pyramids of Giza. Impossible technology. Authorities are trying to hide it. The media remains silent, but the truth has emerged from the shadows. Tesla knew it all along. In 1892, he visited Egypt and discovered a truth so profound, he kept it secret until his death. The story you've been told about our past is about to collapse. Why are the authorities fighting to keep this discovery hidden? The official version of human history is crumbling under undeniable evidence. The great lie we've been fed for millennia is finally falling apart. What I'm about to reveal in the final minutes of this video will shake the very foundation of your understanding of our origins. A revelation so powerful that many will choose to remain in ignorance. Do you have the courage to uncover the truth until the end? The scientific discovery. In March 2025, a team of scientists led by Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa and Filippo Biondi from the University of Strathclyde made an extraordinary revelation. Using cutting-edge technology, Doppler tomography via synthetic aperture radar, they identified a vast network of underground structures extending more than 2 kilometers deep beneath the Giza complex. This revolutionary technology detects micro-vibrations caused by earthquakes, generating 3-dimensional images with unprecedented resolution, allowing researchers to see through the solid stone of the pyramids and the substrate beneath them. What they found defies any conventional explanation. Vertical shafts measuring 10 to 12 meters in diameter, spiral staircases descending deep into the earth, a massive limestone platform at a depth of 650 meters, rectangular chambers approximately 80 meters wide, a complex underground hydraulic system, cylindrical structures that appear to function as access points. This underground city, comparable in scale to the pyramids above ground, suggests a level of engineering and urban planning that transcends the capabilities traditionally attributed to the ancient Egyptians by mainstream history. Most intriguing of all, these findings were confirmed by 2 independent satellites, eliminating the possibility of misinterpretation or false signals. This is not speculation. It is cutting-edge science revealing what has been hidden for millennia. The inconsistencies of the official narrative. Conventional archaeology tells us that the pyramids were built around 4,500 years ago as tombs for the pharaohs. Yet, not a single mummy has ever been found inside them, and no burial chamber either. Allegedly, the Great Pyramid of Khufu was constructed in just 20 years using 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing several tons. Let's consider the facts. Even with modern technology, replicating these structures within that time frame would be virtually impossible. The mathematical and astronomical precision of the pyramids reveals advanced knowledge of golden ratios and celestial alignments. Their perfect orientation to the cardinal points, with a deviation of only 0.05 degrees, demonstrates astonishing engineering capabilities. The discovery of this underground city exponentially increases the complexity of the entire project. How can we explain that a civilization supposedly limited to copper tools could achieve such a feat? How can we justify the total absence of any reference to these subterranean structures in conventional historical records? The answer may lie exactly where the gatekeepers of official history don't want us to look, in the Hermetic teachings and the legacy of Thoth. The true antiquity of the pyramids. The conventional dating of the Giza pyramids to 4,500 years ago collapses under the weight of compelling geological and astronomical evidence. We are not merely facing a chronological error, but a deliberate distortion of human history. Let's examine the evidence that orthodox science deliberately ignores. Water erosion. The Sphinx and the bases of the Giza pyramids show vertical erosion patterns clearly caused by intense, prolonged rainfall. Geologist Dr. Robert Schoch of Boston University demonstrated that these patterns are incompatible with wind erosion and could only result from heavy precipitation. The problem? Egypt became a desert over 10,000 years ago, at the end of the last ice age. These erosion patterns indicate that the structures were already standing during the wet period before 10,000 BCE, more than 7,000 years before the official dating. Flood marks. At the base of the pyramids, particularly visible on the Pyramid of Khafra, there are horizontal sediment lines consistent with stagnant water levels. These markings rise up to 20 meters above the current ground level, indicating the structure endured a massive flood. This perfectly matches the massive glacial melt at the end of the Pleistocene, 12,000–10,000 BCE, when sea levels rose dramatically. The pyramids didn't just survive this cataclysm, they witnessed it. Precise astronomical alignment. The alignment of the pyramids with the Orion's belt matches the constellation's position as seen from Egypt around 10,450 BCE, a result of the precession of the equinoxes, a 26,000-year astronomical cycle that gradually shifts the stars' positions. Engineer Robert Bauval and astronomer Adrian Gilbert mathematically demonstrated that this perfect alignment only occurred during that specific era, again pointing to a date before 10,000 BCE, unexplained structural stability. During his lecture, Corrado Malanga highlighted a crucial fact. We ran calculations and found that the Pyramid of Khafra is incredibly heavy and would require a solid foundation to support it. Otherwise, it would sink into the desert sand. And that's the point. Such massive structures should have gradually sunk into the desert over millennia. Yet the pyramids remain perfectly stable. Recent discoveries explain why. They're not simply resting on sand, but anchored deep into bedrock through a sophisticated foundation system, including the newly uncovered shafts and cylindrical structures. Absence of hieroglyphs. Strangely, there's not a single hieroglyphic inscription inside the three main Giza pyramids. For a civilization obsessed with covering every inch of temples and tombs in ornate writing, this absence is inexplicable, unless the pyramids predate the invention of hieroglyphs. Advanced cutting technology. The pyramid blocks exhibit perfectly flat cuts with millimeter precision. Modern experiments have shown it's impossible to reproduce these cuts using only copper tools. The only reasonable explanation is that these structures were built by a civilization with far more advanced technology than that of dynastic Egypt. When all of this evidence is considered together, one inescapable conclusion emerges. The pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx were not built by dynastic Egyptians 4,500 years ago, but by a technologically advanced civilization more than 12,000 years ago, precisely as the Hermetic teachings describe, pointing to an era before the Great Cataclysm. Thoth and the Hermetic texts. In Egyptian tradition, Thoth was the god of wisdom, writing, and magic. To the Greeks, he was Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great. But to the initiates of the Hermetic mysteries, Thoth was far more than a mythological figure. He was a being of stellar origin who transmitted advanced knowledge to humanity. The Hermetic texts, particularly the Corpus Hermeticum and the legendary Emerald Tablet, preserve fragments of this ancient wisdom. The fundamental Hermetic principle, as above, so below, finds literal expression in the newly discovered structures, a mirrored city beneath the earth reflecting the surface monuments. Let's consider what the Hermetic texts reveal. The law of correspondence. The pyramids above correspond to the subterranean structures below, creating a microcosm that mirrors the celestial macrocosm. The principle of rhythm. The spiral staircases, uncovered, suggest cyclical movement, resonating with Hermetic teachings about the rise and fall of civilizations. The principle of vibration. The electromagnetic energy emissions detected within the pyramids align perfectly with the Hermetic axiom that everything vibrates. These structures are not inert monuments, but vibrational generators. The principle of polarity. The duality between the structures above and below the ground reflects the eternal balance of opposing forces. According to the Hermetic texts, Thoth left behind complete records of Atlantean knowledge prior to the Great Cataclysm. This so-called Hall of Records was said to contain the full history of humanity, along with advanced technologies beyond our current understanding. The coincidence is striking. What modern scientists are now calling vast chambers beneath the pyramids precisely matches the Hermetic description of the halls of Amenti, the sacred repository of Thoth's wisdom. Edgar Cayce's prophecy. In the early 20th century, the American clairvoyant Edgar Cayce, known as the Sleeping Prophet, made astonishing statements about Egypt while in a trance state. The Hall of Records will be found when the line of the horizon and the rising sun cast a shadow between the paws of the Sphinx. There is a chamber or passage from the right paw of the Sphinx to the entrance of the Hall of Records. Within the records that were preserved in the land of the pyramid builders, in the Hall of Records beneath the Sphinx. Cayce prophesied that this discovery would occur between 1996 and 2025, the exact time period we are in now. He claimed these records would reveal the true history of Atlantis and transform our understanding of human origins. The scientific discovery of the subterranean city beneath Giza emerges precisely within this prophetic window, suggesting that we are on the verge of confirming what initiates have always known. The teachings of Thoth contain literal truths about physical structures that only now our technology is beginning to uncover. The pyramids as technology, Tesla's discovery. Far from being mere tombs where no mummies have ever been found, the pyramids exhibit all the hallmarks of advanced technological devices. Modern science is only beginning to rediscover what Nikola Tesla understood over a century ago. In 1892, Tesla took a little-known trip to Egypt, spending nearly 3 weeks studying the Great Pyramid. Although he remained discreet about his discoveries, his personal journals reveal fascinating insights. The Great Pyramid seems to have been constructed as a form of great importance to the science of electricity. I can't help but think that its builders possessed knowledge of electricity we are only now beginning to rediscover. So what did Tesla uncover? Evidence suggests he identified the Great Pyramid as an amplifier of telluric energy. Tesla's observations included the pyramid's precise location at latitude 29.979245.8 degree N, numerically identical to the speed of light in meters per second, 299,792,458 mph. The limestone blocks used in construction contain piezoelectric properties, generating electricity under pressure. The King's Chamber is built from granite embedded with quartz crystals that resonate at specific frequencies. The pyramidal shape functions as a concentrator of scalar waves and electromagnetic energy. After returning from Egypt, Tesla developed some of his most revolutionary inventions, including the Wardenclyffe Tower, a structure that, remarkably, followed similar principles as the Great Pyramid to wirelessly transmit energy. Modern scientific measurements have validated Tesla's intuitions. Researchers at the University of Siegen in Germany recorded concentrations of electromagnetic energy. At the apex of the Great Pyramid, acoustic studies revealed that the internal chambers amplify and focus specific sound frequencies, creating standing wave patterns. Organic material preserved inside the pyramid shows delayed decomposition, suggesting time-altering effects. Water stored within the pyramid undergoes measurable structural changes at the molecular level. The Egyptian sistrum, often depicted in the hands of priests near the pyramids, was not merely a musical instrument. It was a tuning device for manipulating vibrational frequencies. Tesla reportedly analyzed images of the sistrum, recognizing in it a principle similar to his own resonant circuits. The recent discovery of the underground hydraulic system strongly reinforces this interpretation. The vertical shafts, 10 to 12 meters in diameter, aligned in precise geometric patterns beneath the pyramids, match exactly the kind of configuration Tesla later attempted to recreate in his Wardenclyffe Tower, designed to extract energy directly from the Earth. In his notes, Tesla wrote, "Earth vibrations follow specific paths underground, especially where water channels exist. He who controls these amplification points controls an inexhaustible source of power." Tesla's theory may explain why researchers have noted that the pyramids are built directly above underground rivers and reservoirs. The Giza complex lies precisely at the geographic center of all Earth's continents. The materials used in the way pyramid are all naturally conductive or semiconductive. The internal structure of the pyramids aligns with natural constants like phi and pi. The newly uncovered spiral staircases in the vertical shafts are especially revealing. Their helical design is identical to Tesla coils, built to amplify electromagnetic effects. This isn't a superficial similarity. It's a mathematically precise correspondence based on the same principles of resonance. What we are witnessing is not coincidence, but advanced engineering, a form of technology that harnesses the natural forces of the Earth and cosmos as its energy source, exactly as Tesla attempted to build a century ago. And as he reflected in his final notes on Egypt, what I saw in the Great Pyramid convinced me that we are rediscovering, not inventing. The cosmic and dimensional alignment. The layout of the pyramids at Giza precisely mirrors the pattern of the 3 stars in Orion's belt. This alignment is no coincidence. It is a deliberate application of the Hermetic principle. As above, so below. In Hermetic texts, Thoth reveals that specific points on Earth function as dimensional gateways, locations where the veil between different states of reality becomes thinner. The sacred geometry of the pyramids, combined with their exact placement on Earth's meridian, creates an amplifier for these interdimensional energies. The recently discovered underground city, with its cylindrical shafts and rectangular chambers, appears to form a complex system that could serve as a stabilizer for these dimensional portals. The spiral staircases follow the pattern of the Fibonacci sequence, the same golden ratio found in galactic spirals and the structure of human DNA. This is not mere coincidence, but a physical manifestation of Hermetic principles, revealing the deep interconnection between dimensions and the spiral nature of cosmic evolution. The truth is hidden from the people. Why do such revolutionary discoveries remain largely ignored by mainstream media? Why do authorities like Zahi Hawass, former Minister of Antiquities of Egypt, continuously block independent investigations at the pyramids? The answer is simple. Knowledge is power. Scientific confirmation of Hermetic teachings would threaten established structures of knowledge and authority. The rediscovery of ancient technology would challenge the dominant narrative of humanity's linear progress and our supposed modern technological superiority. Egyptian newspapers have systematically censored information about these findings. Independent researchers face relentless bureaucratic obstacles when attempting to investigate beyond the approved parameters. But this censorship is nothing new. Since the destruction of the Library of Alexandria, Hermetic knowledge has been systematically hidden from the masses, preserved only within initiatic lineages across the centuries. Hermetic texts describe Thoth as a being who came from the stars to guide humanity. In Egyptian mythology, he is depicted with the head of an ibis or baboon, symbols that may represent characteristics of non-terrestrial beings. References to the blue avians in some of the more obscure Hermetic writings suggest contact with avian-like entities, eerily similar to Thoth's ibis-headed appearance. The recently discovered underground structures may have served as contact points between humans and these stellar intelligences, or even as temporary bases during their interactions with ancient humanity. The tarot, another tradition attributed to Thoth, encodes advanced mathematical and astronomical knowledge, including geometric proportions that perfectly match those found in both the pyramid structures and the subterranean chambers. The Great Awakening. Why do they hide our true history? Have you ever wondered why certain discoveries simply disappear? Think about it. If we confirm that the pyramids and this vast underground city are over 12,000 years old, what does that mean for everything you've been taught to believe? Every history book in every school on Earth becomes instantly obsolete. Every explanation of how our ancestors lived, a fabrication. The entire timeline of human civilization, an elaborate lie. So what's really at stake here? First, the entire academic system collapses. Careers built over decades, entire departments of Egyptology, institutional prestige, all reduced to rubble. The experts who ridiculed alternative theories would be exposed. Do you think they'd surrender their power willingly? Second, The foundations of organized religions would shake. The sacred chronologies that dictate when humanity emerged, when the flood occurred, all challenged by irrefutable physical evidence. Billions would have to confront a devastating truth. Their sacred texts may be far less literal than they believed. And perhaps most unsettling of all, if a civilization capable of such marvels existed and vanished, what does that say about us, about our progress, about our future? If our ancestors possessed technology we are only beginning to rediscover, then we are not the pinnacle of human evolution. We are survivors of a cataclysmic collapse, still crawling back toward what was once known. Ask yourself, who profits from keeping you ignorant of your true heritage? Who fears the power you would reclaim upon realizing that humanity once reached heights our current leaders can barely comprehend? Consider the economic control. The energy model Tesla attempted to develop after his visit to Egypt. Abundant, nearly free, available to all. A technology that would render entire corporations obsolete, destabilize oil-rich nations, and dismantle trillion-dollar infrastructures. Face the truth. You live in a civilization built on carefully curated narratives. The history you were taught was selectively filtered to keep you docile, to make you believe this is the peak of what humanity can achieve. The pyramids stand as silent witnesses to a different truth. The newly uncovered underground city, AI, testimony they can no longer easily suppress. You are the heir to a legacy far deeper, far older, far more extraordinary than you were ever allowed to know. The question is no longer if we are rediscovering our true history. It's whether you're ready to face the profound implications of that truth. As Thoth once prophesied, when the cycle returns, those with eyes will see, those with ears will hear. The cycle has returned. Are you seeing? Are you hearing? The choice is now yours. Return to the comfort of ignorance, or step into the dizzying freedom of truth. Amenti and the Hall of Records, confirmed evidence. In Egyptian tradition and Hermetic texts, Amenti was not merely an abstract concept of the afterlife, but a real physical location, a vast underground complex where Thoth and other masters preserve the complete knowledge of humanity and previous civilizations. The descriptions of Amenti in ancient Egyptian writings are strikingly specific. A subterranean city located directly beneath the Giza Plateau, accessible through vertical shafts, guarded by initiates, containing perfectly squared chambers. Where records were kept, a labyrinthine tunnel system, designed to protect sacred knowledge, a grand central hall, known as the Hall of Records, containing emerald and crystal tablets. Now compare these millennia-old descriptions to what scientists have just uncovered. Vertical shafts measuring 10 to 12 meters in diameter, exactly as described in the ancient texts' rectangular chambers. Approximately 80 meters across, a labyrinthine network of interconnected tunnel cylindrical structures that function as access points during their press conference. The research team explicitly mentioned that the Pyramid of Khafra may be hiding secrets yet to be discovered, notably the legendary Hall of Records, using the exact term found in Hermetic writings. Egyptologist Armando May, part of the research team, emphasized that the existence of vast chambers beneath the Earth's surface, comparable in size to the pyramids themselves, has a remarkably strong correlation with the legendary halls of Amenti. Consider also that the Egyptian Book of the Dead describes Amenti as an underworld realm ruled by Osiris, accessible only to those who pass initiation trials. The recently discovered spiral staircases align precisely with the paths of descent and ascent mentioned in these texts, where initiates would descend to learn and ascend to apply sacred knowledge. The evidence is clear and undeniable. What has been described for millennia as the Halls of Amenti and the legendary Hall of Records is now being confirmed by modern science. We are not dealing with myths or metaphors, but with precise accounts of real physical structures that have remained hidden until now. According to Hermetic teachings, the ultimate purpose of the pyramids was never to serve as tombs, but as tools for the transformation of human consciousness. The inner chambers were designed to facilitate altered states of awareness, allowing initiates to access dimensions beyond the physical plane. The discovery of the underground city suggests an even larger complex dedicated to spiritual development, a vast initiation center where the mysteries of Thoth were passed down to the worthy. If the surface pyramids were built to channel descending cosmic energies, the newly uncovered subterranean structures were likely designed to harness ascending telluric energies, creating a balanced energetic field for spiritual transformation. Hermetic teachings affirm that when humanity rediscovers this knowledge, it will be ready for an evolutionary leap in consciousness. The coincidence of this discovery with a time of intense planetary transformation cannot be ignored. We stand on the verge of a rediscovery that will fundamentally transform our understanding of human history and our evolutionary potential. The underground city beneath the pyramids of Giza is not just an archaeological marvel. It is the physical confirmation of Hermetic teachings that have endured for millennia. While established institutions continue to suppress or downplay these discoveries, it is up to each true seeker to connect the dots and recognize the profound significance of these revelations. As Thoth taught in the Emerald Tablets, that which is below corresponds to that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below. To accomplish the miracle of the one thing, the underground city and the pyramids above it are the two halves of this one thing, a technological and spiritual complex designed to elevate human consciousness. In the card above, you'll find a video that takes you deeper into Hermeticism and unveils this ancient wisdom like never before. If the Hermetic secrets revealed in this video resonated with you, there is more knowledge waiting. Subscribe to the channel, give your like as an act of energetic reciprocity, and become a member to access exclusive content. The principles of abundance and prosperity that guided ancient civilizations have been preserved and are now available for those who seek. In the ebook, The Key to Prosperity, Transform Your Financial Life with the Hermetic Laws, you'll uncover the energetic codes and Hermetic principles that initiates have used for millennia to manifest prosperity. The link is in the pinned comment. The knowledge is rising again, just as it was prophesied. The question now is, are we ready to receive it? As Thoth said, "Let him who can understand, understand."